Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? We are live. We just got breaking news just now. Breaking news a little over an hour ago, about an hour and 20 minutes ago or so. There has been a major earthquake, 6.5 on the U.S. Geological earthquake seismic map. 6.5, very shallow, in Tonopah, Nevada. Matter of fact, there's been an incredible situation developing here because Tonopah, Nevada, only 2.8 kilometers deep. This is extremely shallow, followed by multiple aftershocks, and I mean it is rolling, rocking and rolling in Nevada right now. Now we are still trying to find out what extent of damage this has caused. I've been to Tonopah, Nevada, believe it or not, about 2 years ago with some very good friends of mine, and also L.A. Marzulli, actually. And this is just quite, I mean, really weird even. This is an area that is, you have to get there. You got to drive through the extraterrestrial highway to get to this place. And it's quite a historic area, a mining town. And I mean, some really famous people from the Wild Wild West used to stay there. But I have with me right now, breaking in live right now, we've got Agent X with us. Agent X, great to have you with us today.
Hi there, Pastor. How things back your way?
We're all right. We're not rolling and shaking and quaking over here in Indiana, at least. But
yeah, that's where it's overdue out here for sure.
Yes. Okay, let's take let's get started with this. This is Tonopah, Nevada, is a place where there's a lot of activity that goes on in the government that a lot of people are not aware of. What is your take on that?
Oh my goodness, that area is been around, since it was established in the 40s, as one of the most sophisticated testing and training areas in the entire Department of Defense. You have multiple ranges there, the Nevada test sites there, the Department of Energy runs activities there. You have the range squadron, you have all of the red flag, green flag, gun smoke, different types of training exercises that's executed there from all the the flying squadrons, Air Combat Command. It's about 3 million acres of range area, and it's one of the largest in the world. It's now called the Nevada Test and Training Range, or NTTR. Some folks use the range, whatever. A lot of folks, know it from Area 51, S4, from all the UFOologists and all those that follow that. But there's a major complex of underground facilities there, built into the mountains, built underground, the information ops ranges, storage facilities, testing and research areas, all in that area. So I'm sure of the magnitude of what just occurred, they are feeling the effects of it.
So, yeah, especially if it's only 2.8 kilometers deep, there's underground facilities, like you said, labs, a lot of weapons. What type of underground laboratories are built there? Is there any nuclear facilities in that area?
Well, the Department of Energy ran that for many years. That's, of course, where they did much of the nuclear testing years back. So the infrastructure, a lot of that infrastructure still exists today from the Department of Energy, and I think that is managed by there's a range squadron out there. I think it's the 99th Range Squadron is responsible to Air Combat Command to be sure that's overseen. So yes, there's a lot of testing and research, sophisticated measuring devices, test ranges for RF energy, for EMP testing. Is major areas that they can get out in the middle of nowhere and actually activate some of these special weapons, drop special weapons, fly aircraft, experimental aircraft. That's where they do all the reverse engineering on foreign technology. And of course, there's high speculation that there is, for many confirmed sources, that there's, alien technology there, and that's the place to do it. I mean, you're out in the middle of nowhere. You were there, you said, so you've seen it from your own perspective. There's not much around there, and to get there, like I say, like you said there on the extraterrestrial highway, you just can't drive up to it. And it's remote. That's what it was designed for, and it's very effective. But again, a lot of this has now gone underground with the era of sophisticated, not only military but civilian overhead collection and photo imagery. So the DoD and the DOE and the other alphabet soup agencies had to move everything underground because it used to be that you just couldn't get there as exclusion zones for satellites, but now you can Google it and look at it. So it all moved underground. So I'm sure the government is feeling the effects of this because there's some highly sophisticated weapons storage and test and research activities that go on at Nellis, and it's been going on for years and will continue to because it's one of the most, between there and Dugway up in Utah, that's the two most active training and testing and research and development areas for the Department of Defense and Department of Energy.
A lot of spooky stuff goes on there, folks. I have with me Agent X. Agent X is with me. There's been an earthquake this morning, about an hour and a half ago, that is a 6.5. It is a very, very major earthquake because it was only 2.8 kilometers deep. And it hit in Tonopah, Nevada. Now, I've been to Tonopah, Nevada about 2 years ago with Sister Heidi and I, along with some other good friends, and Dr. L.A. Marzulli. And Marzulli did some filming there and for a upcoming documentary, which he hasn't released yet. So I can't say any more about what all he was filming there, but I can just say this. We drove from Las Vegas to Tonopah, Nevada, which to do that, you have to drive through the extraterrestrial highway. That's Area 51, folks. We even stopped and ate a hamburger at the little alien restaurant there. So, and we spent the night in Tonopah at one of their more famous haunted hotels, I guess. It was quite an experience, but to have to say overall, it was a great experience. Met some great people there that LA was filming and talking to, and oh, by the way, they're really nice folks. But what I wasn't aware of is the military installations, the underground installations and laboratories and weapon testing areas, and the vastness of that area. It's just wide open desert, and there's a lot of UFO activity. A lot of people have seen unidentified flying objects. Well, maybe they're part military tested crafts. I don't know. I would assume some of that would be, but there's been a lot of spooky stuff out there. And now this 2.8. So I guess my next question to you, Agent X, is could a small tested nuke, an EMP, something like that, could that have accidentally exploded or tested and caused this earthquake?
I don't believe so, there, Pastor. I mean, nuclear underground testing is controlled to the point, and this sounds very much like a natural occurrence because it's spread across such a vast area. But there's a lot of sophisticated activities out there that I can assure you there's going to be a lot of activity going on there right now to assess damage, to look at structure and infrastructure, because there's some super critical aircraft and other activities going on out there right now that they'll probably, if it's damaged the underground structure, they'll have to move it because you're looking at multiple billions of dollars of research and years of research and development. And Nellis Range is where we keep some of the most sophisticated experimental aircraft and space and cyber weapons and systems stored and operated and tested out of. So it's all. I can assure you, this was briefed to the president this morning, and there's going to be action taken. So if you monitor this, you're going to see a lot of activity coming up and down there on Tonopah, because the base is right there. One of the bases is right there near the Creech and that area. So you're going to see a lot of activities. And also, out there in that same area is where the control center for all of the United States Air Force drone command and control is done. So that's a major drone command and control area for our drone warfare is done out of that. So a lot of things in that area that will be that's critical to the continuation of success of our armed forces. It relies on Nellis Range, and that's a critical piece right there. So to have it rocking just like happened out there at Ridgecrest a couple months ago. So this is hitting them pretty hard.
Taking a look right now, folks. Let me just take a look real quick for you at the number of aftershocks on this quake. It was a 6.5, a very major earthquake hitting Tonopah, Nevada. 6.5 on the Richter scale at the U.S. Geological Survey, with only 2.8 kilometers deep. Since that quake, about an hour and a half ago, there's been a 3.8, a 4.0, a 3.8, a 4.6. Some of that is in Gabbs, Nevada. The 4.6 was in Hawthorne, Nevada. Most of it, though, is Tonopah. 4.9, 3.6, 4.9, 5.1, 4.3, 3.4, 3.7, 3.0, 3.1, 4.8, 3.1, 3.5, 4.5, 2.8, 3.2, 3.4, 3.1, 3.0, 3.0, 2.7, 3.1, 3.1, 3.7, 3.3, 3.2, 2.8, 4.2, 2.9, 2.6, 2.8, 3.2, 3.3, 2.9, 3.0, and now a 3.0 in Warm Springs, Nevada. And I don't know how close that is. And just let me just say, all of these aftershocks are extremely shallow. They're really ranging between about 10 and the surface of the ground. Some of them are 0.8, 0.6, kilometers deep. So some of them are 2.1 or 1.7. So they're very shallow. That whole area, Agent X, the entire area is shaking and quaking. And like you said, all these underground facilities, laboratories, sophisticated military, high-tech warfare capability is where we manage this stuff. And also Area 51 is in that same area. And, just kind of it's a spooky area, really, but this is huge, and this could affect the United States government's military capabilities. Is that possible?
No, I don't think it'll impact us at all. What will happen, if there's critical weapons and critical systems, and their facilities were damaged, they'll probably be moved to Dugway, or there's other underground facilities, like Burley in Idaho, the Groom facility. There's a place in Arizona. There's folks, DIA at Denver. There's places to store this stuff. They keep it out of our adversaries' satellites' view, but that's what it's all about. It's not more or less to keep it away from public view, because you're so far out there's no way you'll get to it. The security at Nellis Range and Tonopah, that area is layers deep, and it's super sophisticated sensors. Earth sensors, infrared sensors, ground sensors, cameras. They see you coming long before you get there. That's why that whole million person march on Nellis back in the spring, it sort of fizzled out because the security was so deep there. But yes, moving the stuff from Groom Lake and all that, if there's current activities going on there, it would have to happen if, like I said, let's just say the runway there, the gigantic series of runways there, and if they're damaged, you can't fly, and type of aircraft, sophisticated aircraft and things out of there they would. So they'll have to be relocated. So that's what I'm saying. Look for activity there, coming and going if there's been a damage, because they're going to have to move that stuff out. Look for transport aircraft, maybe convoys coming in and out, and look for things being flown out of there. I mean, now would be a great opportunity to sit with a pair of binoculars and just see what's happening at night. So, a lot of things going on there. And
Unbelievable.
It's critical, sophisticated equipment. And I guarantee you it's briefed, and this is really piqued the interest of the Pentagon. I assure you it has been briefed to the President.
All right. Well, I want to really thank you, Agent X, for coming on just spare the moment, quick notice to give us an update on this location. It is, folks, not far from Area 51. It's all in the same area, really, where this earthquake has hit, Tonopah, Nevada. I've been there. Sister Heidi and I have been here. We were in Tonopah, Nevada, along with L.A. Marzulli and some other very close friends, and we met some great people. L.A. Marzulli was doing filming there. We won't discuss what he was filming because he hasn't released that footage yet. But we will say this, it's a spooky area, and when you go down extraterrestrial highway, you get a real feel for why people freak out when unexplained crafts are in the air. And man, you could see for miles. So that area, of course, as Agent X has said, a lot of military, a lot of sophisticated laboratories, and the DOD, and everyone involved, the Air Force, everyone involved, maybe even Space Force is out there now. I don't know. A lot of underground is
They are, yes.
they've probably been there for 20 years.
Yes. Space Force will be heavily engaged in testing their new capabilities. They've just released a couple of pictures of their newest counter space capabilities been released to the public. So they're now moving forward because our adversaries already demonstrated, the Chinese demonstrated their anti-satellite capability a couple of years ago. And the Russians are already well ahead of us on that. So Space Force is a good thing, and I assure you they're out there doing their business on Nellis Range.
And you wonder sometimes because again, I asked Agent X the question earlier if it was possible any nuclear testing went on that this could have caused this, or something smaller, maybe a EMP accidentally detonated or something. He assured me no, this would be more of a natural cause. I don't think that an asteroid or anything or meteorite came into the area there. It would probably, I haven't got any reports of that, not that it couldn't be, but it's probably just a natural earthquake because of the area. But it really is, this has probably caused some significant damage to some of the military installations underground because it's so shallow. It would be about how deep you would have these installations. Is that about right?
That's correct. I assure you there'll be a damage control, a damage assessment done to every facility in a several square mile radius of the epicenter there just to see what happens, because they're not going to risk, again, billions of dollars of technology, years of research for a faulty facility. That stuff will be moved out if necessary.
All right, Agent X, I appreciate you coming on, sharing with us your expertise, and thank you so much. And I think it helps us to get a feel for what this earthquake could really mean. There's more than what meets the eye here because of the location and the depth and the magnitude of this quake, and just the eeriness of it and the time that we're in, folks. So God bless you, and thank you so much, Agent X, for being with us.
You're welcome, Pastor. Just one thing to tell your audience, Tonopah is very famous. If you recall, one spooky program that was flown out there was the F-117. That's where it was based at in its day. So that just gives you an idea of what's done at Tonopah.
What was the F-117, just for our information here?
Yeah, a stealth fighter. The stealth fighter was, that's where it was flown out of originally before it was based down at Holloman Air Force Base. but it was tested and developed and flown. A lot of the testing was done at Tonopah.
All right, there you go.
It's got the infrastructure. It's got the infrastructure to support that type of activity.
Agent X, thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate your expertise on this information. All right, God bless. All right, that's Agent X. And folks, for those of you who maybe just now joined us, got over 1,000 people. I know this was spontaneous. Some people are still watching the Mike from Around the World interview last night, which was so incredible. But we've had a 6.5 major earthquake, a 6.5 in Tonopah, Nevada. And you have to understand, only 2.8 kilometers deep. It's been followed by about 20 aftershocks. Since I've been talking to him, there's been 5 aftershocks. We just had one just a moment ago, again, 3.9 aftershock, and then a 3.0 aftershock, and now a 2.8 aftershock that is only 0.7 kilometers deep. That's a quarter of a mile. This earthquake hit in the very area where many United States military installations are underground. And we're talking very high sophisticated, secret underground facilities that do things like create the stealth bomber and test all kinds of management of drone warfare activity, all kinds of things, stuff that we've never even heard of yet goes on there. It's a very sophisticated area, and it's also very close to Area 51. This shook Area 51. And like I said, we were there 2 years ago with Heidi and myself, L.A. Marzulli, and some other friends met and actually were in Tonopah, Nevada. And we took that drive down Extraterrestrial Highway with L.A. Marzulli, and it's a spooky ride, and it's a you know you're in a high sophisticated area, and there's been a lot of UFO activity there, of course, and a lot of things that are going on. This is all part of the end times. But the odds of an earthquake in Tonopah, Nevada is about as rare a possibility as anything you could say. But at the same time, if you understood what goes on there, and it's why I wanted to get Agent X here to tell us the sophisticated military research and development that goes on there, this is a critical area. And the fact that the Area 51 and all of the activity from the UFO watchers and UFOologists and all the people who are trying to figure out what these different kinds of crafts are. Some of them are certainly classified military vehicles, I would certainly think. So anyway, this is a very strange thing, and I would think that it has caused some severe damage underground to these facilities. You're not going to hear much about anybody getting hurt on top because there's not a lot of people in that area, to be honest with you. Tonopah, Nevada is a very small town. Very historic town. I'm not as worried about people on the top of the ground, although there could be some damage in Tonopah. I'm worried about what goes on. So anyway, we're going to let you guys go, give you a quick update. Thank you, Agent X. And we'll be back with more information on any more breaking news that comes going on today. So stay tuned. Are you serious? Give your life to Jesus Christ, because we're running out of time. God bless all of you.